Can you really trust God? Think about that for a second. I think we trust him in some aspects. I trust that the sun will rise. I trust that the sun will set. I trust that certain things in our world won't go too crazy. But do you trust him on a personal basis? Do you trust him when life is difficult, when challenges arise and you don't know what to do about them, especially when they don't go away after your first prayer? The Apostle Paul encountered something similar to this. This was a man that was full of the power of the gospel, yet he had this affliction inside of him. We read in 2 Corinthians that it talks about a thorn in the flesh, this ailment, this thing that he had, this weakness that he could not overcome. And he says 3 times I came to the Lord. And that's an idea of repeatedly coming to the Lord and saying, remove this, take this away from me, make this not be a thing anymore. And here's God's response. My grace is sufficient. Do you think that God is sufficient for even all of the troubles and dangers of your life? Well, that command, my grace is sufficient, also comes with a promise that his power and strength will be made perfect in our weakness. So think about that for a second. If I'm encountering some weakness, some thorn in my side, that means that God has a plan for it, and a plan that will show his power and not my power. See, we want to say, yeah, I trust in the Lord, but then I want to take my own power and my own strength and I want to overcome the weaknesses in my life. And God says, no, the weaknesses are exactly where my power is going to be sufficient, where my power is going to be made perfect. And you get to that place when you trust in the sufficiency of his grace. What's his grace? His grace is God's riches at Christ's expense. You lay down your life and you place it in the hands of Christ and you say, make your power be perfect in my weakness. If you're experiencing a weakness, you're experiencing a difficulty, don't ask God to remove it. He might be wanting to use that to make his power more perfect. So ask him, Lord, in this place of my weakness, will you be perfected? Will you be made perfect? And see what the Lord will do in your life and through your life for his glory and your benefit.